ionic bonding is what happens when a metal reacts with a non-metal. Elements, when they react to form an ionic compound, the metals lose electrons to get a full outer shell of electrons, and non-metals gain the electrons from the metal to get a full outer shell of electrons. So in this example, I'm going to look at sodium, which is a metal, and chlorine, which is a non-metal. So the electron configuration of sodium is 2, 8, 1, 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 1 electron. And the electron configuration of chlorine is 2 electrons, 8 electrons in the second shell, and 7 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 electrons in its outer shell. So because sodium has got 2, 8, 1, it wants to lose an electron to get a full outer shell. It's going to lose this one. And chlorine wants to gain an electron to get a full outer shell. So the electron from the sodium transfers across to the chlorine. And because this electron from the sodium has been transferred from the sodium to the chlorine, sodium now has an electron configuration of 2, then 8. 8 is a full outer shell. Chlorine now has an electron configuration of 2, 8, 8. So chlorine now has a full outer shell. And the way that we show this firstly is to put square brackets to show that electrons have been gained or have been lost. Remember, metals always lose electrons. And then because the sodium has lost an electron, it becomes positively charged, which we show with a positive charge outside the square brackets. The chlorine has become a chloride ion. The sodium has become a sodium ion. And the charge on a chloride ion is 1-. It's 1- because it's gained an electron, and because an electron is negatively charged, gaining something that's negative makes you negative. So the charge on the sodium ion is plus, the sodium has lost that electron. The charge on the chloride ion is minus because the chloride has gained that electron. Let's look at how magnesium and oxygen react. It's going to be an ionic compound because magnesium is a metal, oxygen is a non-metal, and metal plus non-metal is an ionic compound, which means the metal is going to lose electrons, the oxygen, the non-metal, is going to gain electrons so that they both have a full outer shell. So the electron configuration of magnesium is 2, 8, 2. It has 2 electrons in its outer shell. The electron configuration of oxygen is 2, 6. It has 6 electrons in its outer shell. So go back a step. Magnesium has got 2, 8, 2. Oxygen has got 2, 6. So to get a full outer shell, the magnesium is going to give away these 2 electrons to the oxygen. Because the magnesium has given away these 2 electrons, magnesium now has an electron configuration of 2, 8. It has a full outer shell. And oxygen now has electron configuration also of 2, 8. It has a full outer shell too. Then, to finish it off, remember, we draw square brackets round the magnesium, square brackets around the oxide ion, and then because the magnesium has lost these 2 electrons, the magnesium now becomes 2+, and because the oxygen has gained 2 electrons, and the electrons are negatively charged, the oxygen becomes oxide, and that becomes 2 negative, or -2. Both of these things have now got full outer shells of electrons.